It's just gone 7 o'clock, and up next is Today's World, presented by Monkey Barrel Comedy. Welcome to Today's World. Why worry about tomorrow? You should be worried about today. Before we begin today's show, a message from the government.
To you, it's just a worn-out fridge. But to a child, it's a caravan, a ship, a castle, even a bed. And a death trap, airtight and impossible to open from the inside. Don't let an old fridge be a new danger to children. Take off the door, or smash the lock, or better still, ask your local council to take it away or tell you how to dispose of it. Before it kills a child.
Well, now you know. Beginning today's show, we have Stuart Laws, who's going to be taking a look at how best to stay comfortable in isolation. Take it away, Stuart.
Hi, I'm Stuart Laws, and in this difficult time, what's the most difficult thing to Gillette yourself do? That's right, it's be comfortable with being comfortable. So join me as I explain how you can be more comfortable in your own home. Now, what's the key? That's right, it's being warm. Now, what areas of your body do you need to keep warm? Arms? No, they take care of themselves. Legs? No, absolutely fine. It's this central thorax area that is the key to staying warm. So, have a little look around your house, under the coffee table, behind the bin, under the bed. Pick out a couple of the spare gilets that you've had knocking about and start popping them on. Now, you want to create layers. Layers are very, very important to warmth because they will just start to capture heat underneath each layer. You do that, and of course, on your morning commute from your bedroom to the kitchen, that's where you're going to get bumped into. So, you wear these, someone bumps into you, that's not hurting me anymore because I have 5 gilets on. And we wonder why in some countries they call them body protection units. But how do you keep them dry? How do you keep them clean? Well, it's simple. Keep them dry by popping them in the microwave. How do you keep them clean? I'll show you.
Now, I assume, like me, your washing machine does not work anymore. Well, that's good, because gilets do not respond well to being thrashed around in that sort of circle for so long. So, jump in the shower with your 5 best friends. You get yourself and your gilets squeaky clean.
Thanks, Stuart, and thank you for watching Today's World. If you want to help our station and our contributors, you can donate with the link in the description to this video. 60% of all proceeds go to our content creators. And now, another message from the government.
Joe Briggs had got a fearful cold, but as he was less wise than bold, he took himself, and germs as well, to work that day, and sad to tell, round to the canteen he did stroll to have a coffee and a roll. And as he settled down to it, he thought, here comes a sneezing fit. Now, Joseph knew that coughs and sneezes are just the things to spread diseases, but no one else was near him, so he let some violent sneezes go. Out shot the germs, a countless horde, borne by the droplets, sneezed abroad. The big drops and their germs as well, down to the floor and table fell, and as they dried, their germs arose, all set for someone else's nose. The small drops made an airborne spray, their germs all ready for the fray. Joe drank his coffee and went out, and soon in came Augustus Prout, who sat to have a cup of tea at that same table as you see. Above, below, and everywhere, Joe's germs were hiding in the air. So Gus, with every breath he drew, took in a dose of poison too. Next evening, he had got as bad a cold as Joe had ever had. Although, of course, he could not know the man who gave it him was Joe, the moral's clear and also brief. When sneezing, use your handkerchief and trap the germs before they spread around, below, and overhead.
Up next on Today's World is Roscoe McClelland with a message on social distancing.
Hi everyone, I'm Roscoe McClelland and I'm here to talk to you about social distancing. All our lives we've been told that the best way to overcome an obstacle is to group together and work as a team. But it turns out that was wrong. The only way to defeat the coronavirus is to stay away from everybody as much as possible. And that's where social distancing comes in. Apparently you have to stay about 2 meters away from someone. Now sometimes that's going to be difficult, but I've got some tips for you to keep you away from those people. So check this out. Tip number 1. If you're out walking and someone walks near you, just put your hand out and shout, "No!" No. Tip number 2. Turn yourself into a statue and then they won't know that you're a person because they'll think you're a statue. And finally, tip number 3, will yourself out of existence. And there you go, that's how easy it is. So remember, stay safe and stay away.
We're nearly at the end of today's show, but before we leave, there's still time for Helen Duff to show us how best to pop and lock while we're all in lockdown.
Hello, friends! I'm here to show you some dance moves to keep your spirits up and your peanut butter consumption proportionate. So let's get going. I've gone for a classic tune here, but you can choose whatever beats you fancy. Now, I'm going to start with one we can all do safely within our own homes, and it's called Stroking the Imaginary Dog. That way, you can pretend to have a pet and get all the benefits of touching a lovely, cuddly animal without contracting COVID. Stroke that imaginary dog. Who's that prick going outside? Not me. It's that prick. Who's that prick going outside? Not me. It's that prick. It works for any prick you fancy or don't fancy. Maybe somebody you actively dislike because they're flouting the rules. I've lost all my boundaries. I don't know what time it is. Can I have lunch yet? I already have. It's 2 a.m. Wash your hands, do it twice, stay inside. Save a life. That's one. What else have we got? I'm still wearing my heels, just because it makes me feel like we're still in the time when patriarchy was all we had to worry about rather than a fatal virus. Oh, 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 deeper I go, deeper I go. Deeper I go into my own mind, I don't find anything there but devils. This one's called The Shuffle, and it's what you do in bed or when next to the person that you're isolating with, where you get closer because you want to feel human contact, but then you shuffle away because you're sick of them. That one's for when you're thinking about the state of the world and you can't decide whether you feel anything anymore. That's it for today's dance tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed yourself and refound a sense of self, because that's really all we've got these days. Plus, if you're lucky, a pot of peanut butter as big as your head. I know what I'll be digging into after this. Stay well.
That's all from us today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget, you could donate to keep this show on the air and keep food on the plates of our contributors. 60% of all proceeds go directly to the performers, while the other 40% go to supporting live comedy, so we can all keep working once we're allowed back outside. Today's World is broadcast every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 7 p.m, with bonus content released on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Fancy becoming one of our contributors? Send your public service announcement submissions to actbooking@monkeybarrelcomedy.com, and if we can, we'll add them to the show. See you next time.